Hello and welcome to Cooking with Madre. So today I am going to do a rack of lamb, which is incredibly easy to do. It's not the cheapest though, a nice rack of lamb. I've got William home, who you just saw, and it's one of his favourites, so that's great. First of all, you need to get your oven lovely and hot, and really quite hot, so like 230, something like that, 220. Then I've got nice clean hands, by the way. Right, now I like to then score the fat on my rack, so I'm just going to, I've got a nice sharp little knife here, so as you can see, I'm just going to quickly score it into sort of a diamondy shapes, and I just think it makes the fat crispier, which is how I like it. Right now I'm just going to have a little bit of olive oil. So you just brush a little bit of olive oil onto the surface of your lamb. Then I'm going to have salt and pepper. And the other thing you must do is get your lamb out of the fridge at least half an hour before you're going to cook it, so that it comes up to room temperature. Okay, and then I've got a small roasting pan here for the lamb, and on the base of that I'm going to put some sprigs of rosemary. There we go. And I'm also going to put some cloves of garlic, and I'm just going to peel them and then leave them whole. It just gives a bit of flavour in there. You can marinate your rack of lamb if you want to, but honestly, this is a really quick, easy way of doing your rack, and it's simple, but it's very, very tasty. Actually, I think I'll cut these in half. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll be able to make a little bit of gravy maybe with that. Okay, so then I get my rack, and I just put it on top of all of that, and then I'm going to put it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And that's it. There we go. So that really couldn't be simpler. I'm going to serve my rack of lamb because it's Will's home, it's his favourite. I've got my lovely cheesy potatoes here, which are out of the freezer, which I've done another Cooking with Madre on, so you'll be able to see them there. Baked potatoes with a lovely garlicky cheesy mix, and from the freezer they'll take about 20-25 minutes, so maybe a bit longer. But when my rack of lamb comes out after 25 minutes, I need to leave it to rest before using it. Anyway, I'll show you that at the time. Okay, so I'm going to just shove them in the oven as well. And then I've got some broccoli here, which I will cut up and we'll probably steam that again, but that'll only take about 5 minutes. Okay, so welcome back. So it's been just under 25 minutes, and so I'm going to get my lamb out, and we'll see where we are. I've chopped up some broccoli, so I'm going to steam that. So I'll just get that pan on the go. Just move that up a bit. There we are. Okay. It's very important when you get your lamb out that you let it rest and cover it, so I'm going to do that. Anyway, I just want to put my lamb in here, so I'll just get my broccoli, cut broccoli, and I'll put it in my steamer. So we'll get that on the go in a minute. Okay. Ooh, lovely, really looks great. I'm going to put it onto fresh bang wallop. Okay, I should have got this warm, which is really silly of me. It's going to be one of those mornings I can see I'm just crashing everything. Right, okay. Just going to put that on my dish and let it rest. So I'm going to just cover it. And I'm going to put this onto my lovely Essie here, which is a little bit warm so that it'll keep nice and warm. Right, my steam water is boiling. So I will put my broccoli on the steam for a few minutes. And then I'm just going to make a little bit of gravy from this. So I'm going to pour off the majority of the fat from here. There we go. Right. And what I'll do is when the meat has rested, I'll be able to get some of the juices from the meat to add to this. But in the meantime, I'm just going to squish those lovely cloves of whole garlic, which I had. There we go. Right. And then I'm going to add some a little bit of stock, which I've got over here. Where is it? My stock. Okay, today I'm going to use a stock cube because I haven't remembered to put it out, which is really, really annoying because I don't particularly like using stock cubes. Okay. I've got a little bit of this vegetable stock, so I'm just going to have a teeny bit because I really find it gets very, very salty. Add a little bit of water. And then I'm also going to, so it's often usually when I make gravy I'll add a little bit of flour, but today I'm not going to because I haven't got much juice in here. Okay, take my meat off, and then we'll add the stock to this, stir it. Going for a bit. Right, have a look at my broccoli, that's okay. What I will just quickly do is actually add some of the water from the broccoli also into my gravy, just a smidge. Turn this up a bit. Okay. So I better just check my potatoes, which we're cooking. So they need a bit longer. I'll put them in there. Right. Okay, so everything just needs a couple of minutes, and then we'll be done. Okay, so everything should be ready. I've got my broccoli has finished cooking, so that's nicely steamed. Just put that there. And I'll get the potatoes out in a minute. The boys are very hungry, so let's have a look at our rack here. So let's hope. I basically cut it so that each person has one chop. A couple of chops each. Perfect. So you can see it's still nicely pink, but not pink because I don't want it too rare. And the juices are just coming out, so I give 2 chops per person, and a nice potato and some broccoli, and we're all done. There we go. Right, I'll just get a plate. Oh, and the gravy, of course. So hold on, here we go. So cheesy potatoes. Okay. So, and I like to serve my lamb always with some red currant jelly, or crab apple jelly, which I made earlier. this year. So I'm going to give, here we are, a nice couple of chops, cheesy potato, and some broccoli, and a spoonful of, oh yeah, gravy first. Oh yes. So just sieve your gravy through. And it's not really a gravy, maybe it's more like a jus, probably is what you would probably call it. And I'll just add in the juice from the meat that's been resting into that. Now I'll have a little bit on the plate, just a smidge. And the crab apple jelly, and you have your really delicious and very, very easy meal. Enjoy.